I'd like to, first off, just thank our community and MSUM and all our alumni and our players, our administration. Everybody's just been fantastic throughout the season, particularly through our conference and NCAA tournament run. It's been just a lot of fun for our players and our staff to enjoy the ride that so far. Hopefully there's a long way to go here, but our guys have just embraced the opportunity and really appreciate all the support from everybody. It's been really a lot of fun. As far as last weekend, it was really good. I mean, it was we beat three very difficult teams to play against. I thought defensively we played about as well as we could. I think all three games had a little bit different vibe to it, but I thought our players handled it really well, and now we're on to the NCAA and looking forward to the next challenge ahead. So with that, open up for any questions.
Coach, with the stage you guys are going to, obviously Elite 8 is as big a deal as there is. When you have a group led by as many seniors as you do, what kind of comfort level do you have knowing that they're going to be the ones who lead you?
There is a comfort level. I think in general the comfort level comes from just what you've seen throughout the year, not just from our seniors, but just us as a team. I mean, I think, and again, I keep repeating myself, but we're just at a very matter-of-fact group that handles every day very even keel and just concentrates on winning the day at hand. And whether we win or lose, and we haven't lost very many, but we've always been very prepared, very ready to play. And so as a coach, that takes a lot of stress level off it. I mean, all you can really ask from your players is to play as hard as they can and play and prepare themselves the best they can. And if you have a group that you have great confidence in doing that, that takes a lot of the stress level off. Because, more than likely when you are done after a basketball game and you're proud of your guys the way they prepared and played, then, you'll live with the results.
Obviously, you coming into the season, you knew it was going to be a pretty good year for you guys. Did you envision being at this point, looking back on earlier in the year?
I thought we'd be a good basketball team. I really did. I thought we'd be a balanced team. I thought we had really good leadership with a good mix of young guys and older guys, and I thought we had really good practice habits. I don't know if you can place, I thought we had a chance to be in the conversation for a conference championship, and I thought we had a chance to be in the conversation to be in the regional, and I thought once you get to regional, all bets are off. So it just so happened that we won the regional, and here we are. I don't know. We've never been really a goal program, or we don't really talk about what we could be. We concentrate again on the task at hand, and that's the day. But I did think we'd be a pretty good basketball team. I don't think any coach exactly knows what's going to happen on any given year, even when you think you have a good team, or maybe you think you have an average team, because you just kind of have to go through the grind. But anytime you have good leadership, you think you like your chances.
What's the kind of difference from being a good team that wins 25 games to being an elite team like you guys have been this year?
Boy, that's a great question, Eric. I really think probably the more I'm into this thing and the longer that I've coached, you have to have some breaks. You have to be a little lucky. But I really think that you have to have that camaraderie in the locker room. You have to have that environment that the players just all believe in each other and all are very selfless. And that's sometimes it's easier to say than have that done. That's hard to do. And a lot of it's just who you are as a player and who you are as a person and the kind of guys you got in your program. It's not always going to be that way every year. And when you have a nucleus of guys that are so on the same page, they just it's the closest group I've ever been a part of at any level at any time in my career. And I've been a part of some really close groups and been a part of some really good teams. But this group takes the cake, and I think that's why I don't even know what we are, 34-3, 35-3, 35-3. I mean, that's why we are where we are. And there's a lot of teams that have just as much talent as we are that won 25 games and had great years. But, this group is so close that I think it's kind of taken us over the edge.
What's the confidence level of this group as you guys go into this Elite Eight, knowing that you guys can play that run and gun style and score, 80 or 90 points, but then also win a game where you guys are only in the 40s or 50s?
I think confidence grows. I mean, I think anytime you win a regional, especially a regional that's as strong as ours is in the Central, your confidence is high. I think one of the things that's gone unnoticed a little bit is, in our conference tournament, we had 2 players make the all-tournament team, in Jordan Reaver and Aaron Lean. And then in our regional tournament, or Tyler Vaughn, excuse me. And then in our regional tournament, we had Aaron Lean and Prescott Williams and Isaac Sievely make the all-region team. So you've got 5 starters, and 2 of which made it in one, and then the other 3 made it in the other. And that is our team right there. I mean, that in a nutshell kind of defines who we are. And then you've got 3-4 players on the bench that, have had just as big a part of it on the floor as anybody as far as our depth. So that's confidence when you've got that many players that can step up to the plate and deliver in money time. And so that's again, talking about a confidence deal.
Going through such a tough conference in NCIC and then with such a tough regional, do you feel like that helps prepare you really well going into the Elite Eight?
I do, and we're playing a team that came out of another very tough regional in Bellarmine. I would say, well, I know our 2 regions are the top ranking numbers-wise regions in the country. We just so happen to be in the bracket where we meet each other in the Elite Eight. Obviously, Bellarmine's national champions in 2011. They have a coach that's been there for 10 years and an assistant under Denny Crum and Rick Pitino at Louisville, well-coached team. They've kind of been there, done that before as a program. And they're 2 hours away from Evansville, just a short bus ride away. So it's going to be a great challenge. But, I mean, again, you get this far, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You're going to have to go through great teams. And so it's going to be a great challenge for us, and we look forward to it.
Are they similar to anyone you've played to this point in the season?
Well, they're very long. I would say they're very long in size, similar to Augustana. I think they're a great rebounding team. I think they're out rebounding opponents by 5 or 6 a game. I don't know if they're as athletic as an Augustana, who I think Augustana is probably one of the more athletic teams in the whole country, if not the most athletic team in the country if you go 1 through 5 position. So, they're gonna present some challenges that way. I think one of the big things for us is we're gonna have to do a great job on the boards because they're so long and so aggressive on the boards. We're gonna have to do just a great job of blocking out and keeping their possessions to a minimum.
Was there a sense of relief when you saw Northwest Missouri State beat Augustana?
No. Well, I don't know. I would say that as a coach, when I'm watching the game, you're thinking, okay, let's play the next game. And so as I'm watching that, you've already beat Northwest, although it was 5 months ago. And you know that Augie presents some matchup problems for you. I don't know if it was a sense of relief, but I thought probably we could beat Northwest if we played our best game. I know this. When we played Augustana in the conference tournament championship game, I didn't think anybody in the country would have beat them that night. I mean, I thought they would have been national champions if they'd play like that every night. And that's a little scary as an opponent coach. because they were unbelievable. Now, I think I play like that every night. No, but if Augustana would have won, we would have embraced that challenge too. You just do that as a competitor, you know. But that's why it's a tournament, right? You know, people probably aren't looking forward to playing Kentucky in the Division I tournament either, you know. So.
Coach, you compared Augustana to Bellarmine a lot with the size. How much can you guys draw back on your games versus Augustana and trying to prep?
Well, I think you can. I mean, I think lengthwise they're very similar. I think Augustana is probably a little more thicker and stronger and maybe a little more athletic. But, you could say that about any team that you compare Augustana against. But, they're different in some ways. I mean, Bellarmine is very aggressive defensively, and they do a good job of rotating and then recovering because of their length. They're able to recover quicker than a lot of teams with less length. So, but we've played other long teams too. I mean, Mankato's very long. Duluth across the board is big and strong and long. So, we've played enough good teams. Western Alabama, extremely athletic and long. So we've played enough good teams where, you play who you play, and you don't so much draw your experience from a game. You draw your experience from the season.
Is there a part of your guys' team, your guys' game, where you can look at Bellarmine and say that you might have the edge or the upper hand where you can try to, really attack?
Well, it's hard at this early in this. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Our strengths are we have great guard play. We've got great skill. We obviously have used the three-point line to our advantage all year long, but we've also proven that when teams take that away, that we're also going to get to the rim. I think the tournament tells you that. You can really look at statistically at both teams and find strengths and weaknesses. But the one thing is we've done all year long, and the regional tournament I would say we're probably average at is taking care of the ball. I mean, I don't know if we still lead the country, but I think we probably did lead the country if they take the regular season in least turnovers per game, and it's a huge stat for us. So if we can do that, I mean, you're going to be in any game because we've got guys that can score. So if we just get a lot of possessions that way and take care of it, we're going to be right there.
Is there anything in particular that you're going to tell these guys before you head out of the locker room and get onto the floor there to play that game?
No. People that know me more know I'm pretty boring. I'm not. You got to just be who you are. Before our regional championship game, it was here's the game plan. Let's go play. It's just, there's no. I wish I was like a Vince Lombardi speak guy, but I just, let's go on in the next possession, and move on to the next play. And if there's a mistake or if it's a great play, move on to the next possession. Just keep. That's kind of just how we do it. And you know what? This group wouldn't respond any win for the Gipper speech anyway. It's just not who we are, and it's not who I am. And so we just kind of roll with how we roll.
Coach, how about Isaac? I know that was the first three of the season, but he stepped up and knocked that one in. Does he have the green light from back there?
I wouldn't say green light. But he can shoot it. I mean, you watch him in practice. I mean, he's got a pretty shot. It's just not a big part of what we do because, the other four guys on the floor all can shoot threes, and that's their deal. But he can hit them. It's just he's not out there a lot. But the way they were playing ball screens, I mean, he was going to get an opportunity, and he's only shot 7 or 8 of them, and a couple of them were in and out. But it really shocked me all year long that he had not hit a three. So for it to go in didn't surprise me, but man, what a moment for it to go in. But I'd rather have him roll to the rim rather than stay out there. That helps our team more. But in that moment, it was a great play.